So today's interview, you've been here for 1 year at this point, so we're going to go over how this year's went, what we can look forward to in the future for you, what present we can see. So it'll basically be, I made the joke earlier of a ghost of past, present, and future.
Okay, all right. So it's a Christmas carol. All right.
Yep, we're almost to the Christmas season, so that makes great sense.
I'm with you. I like it.
Okay, so you entered with two big issues happening. One of them was the Jones roof.
Yes.
The other was COVID.
Yes.
How do you think you've come out of those two very, I'm going to say, tough situations to start with?
So, good question. With the Jones roof, I was just thinking, walking past the building the other day, the grass is growing and the building has been completely repaired, upgraded, and is reopened and fully functioning. So I was just thinking a couple weeks ago that that it's taken about 9 or 10 months, but Jones is fully back online, and that is all behind us. So that is a testament, I think, to the community, the team, our partners, the construction firm that we worked with, Carolina Specialties, did an amazing job. The engineers redesigning the roof, the students moving out, getting situated in new spaces, moving back in, just everybody in the community, I think, stepping up and responding. So the Jones Hall roof is, chapter is closed and done and behind us, knock on wood. COVID, it seems that it is avoiding any closure, any similar closure, that it's done and behind us. However, we are in a new place, in a new spot with COVID, and as a society, as a college, and so we opened this year, and as I was going around this fall in August and September and talking with faculty and talking with students about how things are going, the faculty and staff responded that students have this incredible energy and enthusiasm, and everybody is back together, and people are engaging. I was talking with a longtime faculty member who explained in one of his classes that they were much more rambunctious than is usual, but where in past years he probably would have tried to get that under control right away a little bit earlier, he was just sort of sitting back and letting that go. He enjoyed that for the first 5 minutes of every class at the beginning of the semester. The first 5 minutes of every class was socializing and talking and a lot of energy in the room, and he noted that we appear to be entering a new phase of COVID that more closely resembles pre-COVID than the last couple of years, and he was grateful for that. So as I look across campus, I talk with students and faculty and staff, it seems like we are entering the phase of living with COVID, keeping things like vaccination requirements, keeping safety measures in place, but also fully engaging in community and in relationship with each other. So whereas I can close the book on the Jones Hall roof and say, all right, that's been dealt with, addressed, and we're moving forward, we can't close the book on COVID, but it does seem pretty clear to me as we end this fall semester that we're back much more towards a typical college experience this autumn. So I feel like we're in a good place in both situations.
So was there anything when you entered that was a struggle? Because those two were like mainstream, like everyone really knew that those were happening, but were there any personal struggles for you with the school or anything that you think brought a testament to you becoming like a stronger president?
I don't. So I think COVID and the roof collapse were the two pieces of adversity that have shaped my service so far in this role. I think the really big piece that has shaped my presidency shaped my service in this role has not been an adversity piece, but it's been tapping into the strength of the community. Just the common commitment to experiential education, to being together as a Brevard College community, to being in relationship with one another, just that strong sense of Brevard College family, that has shaped me in how I've set about serving this role and doing my job. I think I mentioned this a year ago when we talked, earlier this year when we talked, but the response to the Jones Hall roof collapse and just seeing faculty cancel classes and come out and help move belongings and staff help with everything and students pitching in, just how we came together as a community to overcome that piece of adversity, that struck me in January. But what has shaped me over the last 11 months that I've been here has been all the positive ways that we come together in community outside of adversity, to celebrate and support each other, to participate and engage in what's happening, whether it's on the stage or on the athletic court or field, whether it's just a community gathering. That's really shaped me. Specifically, I think we opened the year. One of the things that we did as a beginning of the year tradition was to have an opening dinner for faculty and staff and their spouses on the lawn of the President's House. And so this was, I'm going to forget, but I believe it was something like a Tuesday evening. And we were out under the tent and inside the President's House, and everybody gathered, and we kept going until 9 or 10 o'clock at night when the last folks left and went on their way. And it was just a wonderful opportunity to get together. And what was particularly noteworthy to me was the very last group to leave. They were sitting at a table under the tent after the food had been taken away and everything else. It was a table of 3 or 4 new faculty members who were just sitting there and talking and getting to know each other and just share, as I overheard and I talked with them, they were just talking about how wonderful it was to be here at Brevard College and be part of this community and have these colleagues. And so that's the type of thing I think really has shaped things so far for me, is our strength and all the good that is here, all the blessings that we have.
So that's how you felt about how you've been here so far and everything. So let's move into the present time period.
Great.
How do you think that, as of currently, the college is doing? Is there anything that you're currently working on? Is there something that students can look forward to when they come back from break? Anything like that?
Yeah, so I think, right now we're in a really good place as a college. We're facing some challenges with inflation, which is making everything from the cost of food to the cost of travel really different for us. So we're having to figure out how to continue to run things in an efficient manner. So there are certainly those types of challenges. But overall, we're in a good place as a college. Enrollment is strong. The programs that we have, academic programs, co-curricular programs, are going along very well, in my opinion. We have excellent student leadership. We have really engaged student body. And so to me, everything that is happening in the day-to-day life of the college remains really, really good, really strong. What we are working on right now, what the faculty are working on right now, is adding 3 new academic programs. We are in the process of moving to a first-year advising model so that all new students will be advised by professional advisors. Those that right now is Angie Mascaro and Shirley Arnold and Jesse Tucker, and we'll be looking to hire a fourth person here soon. So that first-year advising model helps faculty focus more on upper-class students who are more certain about what they want to do, and it takes staff members who are really devoted to student success and helps them, puts them in a position to help students with transition. So it's a really good program, and that's being built as we speak. So we have the 3 new undergraduate majors, we have first-year advising, and we have this new program that we're going to call Brevard Career Advantage starting, and there's a group of about 10 or 12 faculty and staff members who are working right now to build that program. And I think we've engaged 8 or 10 more faculty members as we've started to divide up the work. So that program is about starting conversation with students in SOAR before you even come on campus through Creek Week, your first year and your first year advising, and then on to your faculty advisor and throughout your 4 years. But to work with students early on to identify where it is that you want to be after graduation, and then work backwards from that in developing a plan for you to get there, which of course includes your major, but also includes what sort of leadership opportunities are you pursuing. It might include internships, mentoring opportunities, summer employment, etc. So it's a program that will have all of us, faculty and staff, work with every student that comes in to develop a 4-year plan that gets changed and adapted as often as necessary. So
with that new program in place, is there still going to be FYE?
Yes. Yeah. So the way I think the way that we're thinking about it, as I understand it right now, is the first-year advisors and relationships with students and FYE will continue to exist in the first year. Faculty advising continues to exist as it currently does, right, from when students declare majors. But undergirding all of that will be this, what we're calling roadmap to your future, right? Roadmap to your career. So you meet with a first-year advisor or faculty member when you come in spring for a SOAR and say, I think I want to be a doctor, or I think I'd like to be on stage, or I'm not sure what I want to do, but I'd like to work in health services, or whatever, or I don't know what I want to do. But you start having those conversations, identifying purpose, and then there's a system that is built. It's not really software, but there's a system built underneath so that when I come in as a first-year student and meet with Angie and start thinking about what I want to be after college and start identifying the possibilities, and then I decide I want to be an English major and I want to go on to do this, and then and John Padgett ends up being my advisor, then when I go to meet with him my sophomore year, then he has access to this plan that I've put together with Angie, and then he and I start working on it. And then if I change my major, right, and I decide, no, I want to be a chemist, and I go, and Ernie is my advisor, then he has access to all that same information, and we build it from there. So the first year advising, first year experience will still be there. Student success mentors will still be there. The faculty advising and all that is there will still be there. The Brevard Career Advantage is a platform that's built kind of underneath or alongside all of those experiences in the student's journey.
And you also talked about the 3 new programs.
Yeah.
Are those going to be 3 new majors? What is
Yes.
that?
So 3 new academic majors. The 3 C's: chemistry, computer science, and communication.
I could spell. Chemistry, computer science, and communication.
And
I know someone who will love communication.
we have a lot of communication focus now. We have a lot of chemistry focus now. This is bringing them up to majors, and then computer science is something that we don't have now. We sort of have digital graphic arts, right? But not computer science, coding, that kind of thing. So in each of those areas, a faculty group has assembled and has designed a curriculum for each of those majors, and that that work started this past summer, and it's worked through this autumn. And as I understand it, each of the three curriculum programs have been approved by the full faculty to move forward. So those are now in the process of being approved by our accreditor, SAC-COC. And we also have started searches to hire a new faculty member in communication, computer science, and chemistry to help come in and help address the new courses that need to be taught, the new curriculum that's put together. I think in one of the cases, and I'm forgetting off the top of my head, either chemistry or communication, the course, the package of courses we need for that major is not a significant change from the courses we currently offer. Fewer than 25% of the courses to get that major are new. In the other two courses, less than 50% of the courses being offered for the new major are courses we don't currently offer. So it's a big addition for us. It's a big, I think, addition to opportunities available to students academically. But it's also work that we are already doing and that we have expertise on the faculty. However, we know that we are adding new courses and we need new faculty in those areas. So we have 10 faculty searches launched right now, I think, and those are 3 of those searches.
And so were these programs that are currently being worked on for the student leadership model and the new programs, were they started before you came, or did they kind of get started while you've been here?
They've gotten started while I've been here. The change in first year advising, that was an outgrowth and a byproduct of I think it's first year advising task force, a faculty task force that was started 2 years ago, I believe. It was started before I got here. The Brevard Career Advantage piece is something new that has developed in a lot of ways out of the work that the faculty group did. We put together a faculty task force to identify, faculty and staff task force to identify which new majors we might add. And out of the work that they did, listening to campus and surveying higher education around us, one of the big pieces that they saw was the need for and a call for a link to career. And I think we've been seeing this as a college, as a faculty for a while. So that really is an outgrowth of a lot of the work that we've been doing, the Brevard Career Advantage. But that's something that has really gotten going since summer, I think. The 3 new academic programs, that was also something that began after I got here. It was conversation with campus, with the board. At the February board meeting, the board said, let's explore this. Jennifer Frick Rupert and Chad Holt chaired a group of faculty and staff who began to look at programs that we might add to move us forward, and we had the opportunity also to be able to invest in adding new faculty positions for the new majors. So anyway, there was a lot that came together, but all of those things, the Brevard Career Advantage and the 3 academic programs started after I came. The first year advising changes started, I believe, 2 years ago.
So I heard that you recently had a town hall meeting. Was there anything that you said in there that you'd also think would be important at present? So we did recently have a town hall meeting, which it is our tradition to do after every meeting of the Board of Trustees, just to share information with faculty and staff about what we discussed. And it was a very good meeting of the Board of Trustees. We met the 3rd Thursday in October. I'm forgetting the date, 19th, 20th, something like that. 3rd Thursday in October and Friday. And we just reviewed where we are at. And our enrollment is down a bit from where we were last fall.
for reasons that we've been talking about and reasons that prompted us to add new academic programs and add Brevard Career Advantage. And also, as we discussed at the board meeting, that our progress in recruiting students for fall of 23 are underway and things are going pretty well. Our enrollment pipeline, our enrollment funnel, our enrollment process is stronger than it has been in a couple of years and to date. There's a long way to go, but the work that campus is doing, faculty and staff is doing, the staff in admissions is doing, is really paying off. So we talked a bit about enrollment. The board had a question about, okay, with inflation and with enrollment, how are things going budget-wise? And we were able to confirm that we still are operating with a balanced budget. We're having to figure out and make sure we don't overspend. To do everything exactly the same as we did last year would result in us overspending the budget because prices are higher. So we've had to make decisions and make some adjustments in what we're doing, and so we've done all that. So we're operating with a balanced budget, and also at the board meeting we celebrated the completion of the first phase of our campus master plan, which was designed about 5 years ago. So things like the villages and HVAC systems and a whole bunch of projects have been completed. And we identified the next project that we're going to work on, which is a new student center. What the board approved, what we will be doing and are working with architects on right now is to go in and completely gut Myers Dining Hall and basically double its size and create a student union that still has dining in it, but it will be different, a little different than Myers, hopefully a lot better from an experience standpoint. It will have a 24/7 fitness center for students, non-varsity weight room. We'll still have all the stuff over in the Bosch, but this is kind of for non-athlete students, fitness center. We'll move the mail room and packages and all that over. And then also we will have lounge space and game space, both inside and outside. The other big piece of this project involves closing Campus Drive between the bell tower and Beam Residence Hall. So in between Coltrane and Myers, we'll be closing Campus Drive and making it a pedestrian plaza. So it'll be a walkway. And in that pedestrian plaza, there will be walking space and yard space, basically the type of space we have in Robbins Quad between Moore Science and Myers. That will be extended around to be between Coltrane and the Student Center in the place of Myers. So there will be outdoor seating and games and stuff like that, fire pits. So that we will lose in that. We will lose about 38 parking spaces in that move, which we will relocate those 38 parking spaces over to be in the space that currently is grass, right in front of Alumni House. So we will move those spaces about 200 yards away. So we'll have to figure out the traffic patterns and how that goes because folks drive back and forth there. But what it will do is we will end up with, of course, the residential quad between Jones and Stanbeck and Beam and Coltrane and Jones Experiential Learning Commons. We'll have that space. We'll have the academic quad out here. And then we'll have kind of a student-centered quad. We'll have the new student center, we'll have Coltrane, and we'll have the Experiential Learning Commons and a plaza in between. And so that's the project that the board approved on next Thursday and Friday. I think it's the 29th and 30th maybe. The Thursday and Friday after Thanksgiving break, the architects will be back on campus and will be engaging with groups of students, groups of faculty, groups of staff to share what the project is looking like, but also to start to get feedback on what the space needs to look like inside.
Was there anything else that you talked about that you're currently working on or anything?
No, I think right now it's I would define the present right now as just enjoying a full year with a lot of great engagement and in the process of starting projects and completing projects that will begin to be implemented this next fall. So it's enjoying where we're at. The college is in a good place, and let's take advantage of that. And then also starting to identify what's next.
So speaking of what's next, well, how do you see, so you already talked about a few things that you're thinking about for the future and everything, but for the way future, like more than 3 years maybe, what do you see your next few years looking like for you?
So that's a good question.
What can students who, let's say a student was looking to come to Brevard College,
Yeah.
and they're like a senior in high school,
Yeah.
so by the time that they're seniors here, like it'll be a whole different like ball game of you saying all this stuff. So what can those students coming here look forward to seeing from you while they're here?
Yeah. I think so. I think what I see 5 years from now, right? Where students are going to be. Where I see us at really is a product or a result, a consequence of the strength that we currently have and what we are doing. And so, as we were discussing with the architects what the next building project on campus should be, we talked about a lot of things. Originally, we had talked about maybe renovation and addition to the Jones Experiential Learning Commons. There are athletic needs. There are a bunch of needs on campus. But as we got back together about a year ago and said, all right, we're hopefully coming out of COVID or emerging into a new normal. We are at a presidential transition. The world has changed a lot in the last 5 years. So where are we at and where should we go? We ended up identifying the Student Center as the building project that we should focus on, primarily for a lot of reasons. But chief amongst those reasons was an identification that for those of us at Brevard College, for those of us in the United States, in the world, there has been a lot of upheaval, there has been a lot of conflict, there's been a lot of threat, there's been a lot of anxiety and fear, and divisiveness. And that something important for all of us at the college level, through the national level and global level, it seems like what is important for us is to be able to come back together and engage together in community. So the concept of individual health and wellness, of community health and wellness, really emerged from everything that we heard from students, we heard from faculty, we heard from staff. This has been a tough last 5 years. So as we look towards the next 5 and 10 years, we hope that we will start coming together more and more. And as we looked across campus, we saw that this is a strength that we have at Brevard College. If you think about Myers at lunchtime and the energy and activity in there with faculty, students, staff, everybody coming together, the project that emerged, the Student Center project, was an idea of let's build a space on campus around where everybody already comes together that's focused on health and wellness in terms of what you eat, in terms of exercise, but in terms of community and relationships and being able to talk with others that you don't typically talk with, etc. So as I think about Brevard College 5 years from now, I think about us really augmenting that fundamental characteristic of what it means to be at Brevard College, which is experiential education, which is community, which is relationship, right? Which is engaging with the environment, engaging with the community, engaging with each other. And so to me, I see us doubling down on that characteristic, doubling down on that strength in terms of facilities that we build, programs that we establish, but really just facilitating what I think is in our DNA as students and faculty, which is coming together, caring about each other, working together, engaging with each other, and creating together. And so I see it, an even more, well, I guess two things. I see an even more vibrant community and family at Brevard College 5 years from now that's exemplified in programs and facilities and in people. And I also see that characteristic being even more distinctive in the world of higher education in the world today. I see that as something that's very compelling to students, faculty, staff, to those of us looking to come and devote our careers here, those of us looking to come and study here. I see that at Brevard College.
Do you have anything in particular you'd like to say? Because we've gotten to know about your past here, as in 1 year. We've gotten to know about your present time here. We get to know what you're talking about for the future, but is there anything in particular you'd like people to know about stuff that you've done, doing, past, anything? This is like a free time for you to just be like, hey, I'm the president here. Even if you just want to say that.
What would I say? I guess I would say this, that I've been through 11 months now, right? Almost a full calendar year here. So I've been through most all of our traditions so far. I still have the holiday and Christmas stuff to come. But I've been through most of our events and traditions. And I think back to Honors and Awards week last, I think it's April. I'm assuming it's April.
It's late April, early May.
Okay. So going through those events, and I have a particular day in mind. I think I was in MG for humanities, honors and awards, and then ceremony, and then walked over to Porter Center for performing arts. Right, it was same day, back to back, and as an English major, I loved the humanities ceremony. It was a great event, and we have incredible students. Right, and then I got to performing arts. Late because I was coming from across campus, so I sat in the back of the room and I just watched everybody. I just watched all the spirit in the room, right? So performing arts folks are very different from us humanists, and I love both of them. But that the juxtaposition of those two just made me realize, wow, there's not just one thing here at Brevard that is special about us, right? It really is all of us, and so I guess what I would share, right, is an appreciation of and an encouragement to students to whoever you are, just be who you are, and because we are in a special place where you being you is celebrated and important and makes us better as a college. There's not one single thing that makes somebody, one single characteristic or involvement or leadership type that makes students stand out at Brevard College from where I sit. It's all different kinds of students who stand out in different ways, and that's the beauty of this place. So I would just give a shout out to all Brevard College students and everything that all of you do.
And then I have a question. When I told someone I was coming to interview you, I had 2 people ask me the same thing. So I have to ask this question.
Okay.
So everyone's heard that you got a dog.
Yes.
They want to know when they can find you walking the dog.
So my daughters do. I walk the dog on Saturday and Sunday morning. Mostly. My daughters do a lot of walking of the dog. But his name is Blue. He's a Habanese. He's about 9 pounds. He's black and white. And he reserves his biggest barks for the largest dogs that he comes across, and then he runs away behind me. But he's spunky and he's cute, and yeah. So I tend to walk the dog on the weekends, and our daughters tend to walk the dog during the week. My wife during weekdays also will be out walking. But wherever we're walking, we just do a loop around camp. We do a half loop. We go around by the baseball field, and then up by Porter Center, and back down along the creek, and then back to the president's house.
I feel like you knew that question as soon as I started being like.
Well, because you asked me that. I remember this in January when we talked. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what everyone wants to know.
I know.
Do you have anything special planned for the holidays, or either for your family or for the college? Is it fair to say, Caroline, that Joyce to the World was a big popular event?
Oh yeah, people love Joyce to the World.
This is a conundrum, because I can't do right. I can't outdo David. He's too good for me. So what we will have an open house for students and for faculty and staff, and I think for students it is right before. I think both of them are last week of classes, and then we'll also have a community open house as well, and then we'll have a Christmas luncheon, a holiday luncheon for faculty and staff.
Just make sure when you have are you having the holiday party at your house?
Yeah.
Make sure you have plenty of cupcakes and cookies. That's everyone's favorite.
Cupcakes and cookies.
Lynn made cupcakes and cookies, and the students love them.
All right. We're going to have... All right, so I'll give you a scoop. So what we're going to do is have free Chick-fil-A for everybody. So that...
Okay, I think you just wanted to say
as well as cookies. No cupcakes, but cookies and Chick-fil-A. So, yeah.
I write this down. Everyone's going to come. You better have a lot.
We will. And then, and then personally, we are just home for Thanksgiving and home for Christmas. So Thanksgiving, my brother and the girls' cousins are coming out for a couple days. And then at Christmas, our sons are coming home, so all 6 of us will be together, but it's just holidays at home for us in our new home.
Have the sons seen the new home yet?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we knew we picked a good place when both of them chose on their own, without us paying for it, to come and visit during spring break. So we knew we were in the right place then.